I'm searching for the lost ancient cities on Google Earth, and this is what I came across in the Sahara Desert. And it's pretty weird, right? This looks like a structure to me. Also, this one, and I call them symbols, but most of the times they are surrounded by those circles or those humps in the grounds, like you can see. And this whole old coastline or something, dried up river, is pretty full of it. All those circles. Let's get the map on the right way, because if I zoom a little bit more out, and I go a little bit more downstream, then you can find a lot more of those symbols, I call them. Here you have another view. And most of the times they are pointing to the west or to the east, like this little one. And here you have another one and another one that you can see easily. And if I go a little bit more downstream, you can see a lot more. Here's another one, here's another one, a little view of the circles again. And if I go a little bit more, then they come again in many groups. What could it be? And I'm going to make another video where I'm going to ask AI what he's thinking about it, because I couldn't find anything on the internet. Also, if I go to another place, and in many places on the Sahara Desert, you can find these things, and they're pretty outstanding. Like you can see here, you have two on the side, but if I go a little bit more up, you have another one here, but maybe two smaller ones or something sticking out of the ground. Maybe a big ruin is under the ground because it's also a little bit darker than the other places. And here's another big one, like you can see. It's pretty weird. And also, if you find one in one area, you can spot the darker spots on the ground. And then you can find a lot more, like this one over here. And here you can also see one over here. And if I go again to the south, you can see one easily over here. But also on the left, a little bit more in the dark, again over here. And it goes on and on and on. And also other weird things that I found in circles, special circles like these ones. You can see they are in a group. Maybe it's from memorial, or I don't know what it is. What do you think it is? It's pretty amazing, right? A circle, and most of the times it's like 8 or 7 other stones, and sometimes many more. Or sometimes they go completely different and they do this. This looks even more sophisticated, this one. But again, next to those other ones that are pretty familiar for me now, because I found a lot of those. If we go zoom a little bit more out, there's another one over here. And all weird stuff around the desert, what could be laying under these grounds. Because I think if it's from the old times, like you can see in Europe and in other archaeological places, then you have to dig deep to find something. And here's something sticking out of the ground. So it's pretty amazing, and I want to show you a few other spots, because here you can see another not so clear image, but you can see many of those symbols again. And I will set them to the north is the upside, and you can see those pointing all to the west. And if I zoom a little bit more out and go to this place, you can see a lot more, like you can see over here. 1, 2, 3. And if I go also to the downside, because these areas are full of it. I don't know if you see it, but you can see many of those spots. And here it's hard to see if it's man-made or anything. But if I go to the next place, then it's pretty easy to see that these things are man-made. Because here you have another one, again pointing to the west, but with a circle in it. And it's a circle in a circle, like you can see. And also if you zoom out a little bit, you can see a lot more of those structures, or yeah, what could it be? I'm really curious about your opinion or your views about it, because I found a lot. And if you like this, and if you like searching further, please follow me for more and like the video. And see you next time. Thank you.